Hello, Bollywood lifers. So today we're with the cast of Lipstick Under My Burkha. Welcome to Bollywood Life, all of you. The promos look amazing, and there has been so much buzz about the film, especially with the issues with CBFC and all of that. So, what are you feeling right now, and what do you expect from the audience?
I think I am super excited right now, and I'm super excited, and I think I'm very happy that finally it's releasing after whatever the film's been through since so long. And yeah, what I'm expecting from the audience is that I'm just expecting them to get out of their houses and come and watch the film, and because we promise it's an entertaining film.
What I'm on the same. Okay, I am also really excited. Finally, 21 July, 21st July, our film is releasing, and I think I've met a lot of people who are already really excited to watch the film. I hope that women all over the country will come and watch it. I hope that a lot of men will also come and watch it. I'm sure that they will also enjoy it. It's a really enjoyable, fun film. It allows you to kind of get into the lives of these people and live their experiences through them. And I think they'll really enjoy it, and they should give Lipstick a chance.
I think obviously we're being very hopeful about what the audiences are going to feel, and it's going to be interesting to watch their reactions because I don't think this is an easy film for anyone, and it would be nice to see the audiences actually go back home, with a thought and be positive about the whole thing. So I think we're all being very positive. We're all sending out very positive vibes to the film, and I think it's this positivity that the film has actually traveled so far. It's actually been through a lot, and I think the film is really strong. So, and it's a strong story, and that's why I think it's going to be really good. And I had a couple of friends who called me up who have, they work in companies with a lot of women. So they said, I'm going to be taking like my whole girl gang and watching the film like on the first day. So I think that was really nice to hear.
Since I'm the last, more or less all the girls have covered everything that I wanted to say. So all I'm going to add to that is that I am going to strike the note of caution. There will be people who will object to the film. I feel that. And I'm not unhappy about that. If, of course, the objections don't turn out to be that they come out and burn down a cinema hall or something. हमारे यहाँ जो माहौल चल रहा है, God knows. But if it's not that, if it is some kind of a genuine desire to contradict what we have said, to be willing to have a discussion about this film and what it is talking about, then I'd be very pleased. Then I will think that an Indian audience has grown up, that we are finally learning to look at things in a slightly more mature way. Too long we have hidden these things under the carpet.
So, Ratna ji, your role in the film is pretty interesting. Like in our society, for a woman to indulge in her own sexual fantasies or to learn something about herself, to explore things, comes with age groups, like different age groups. So do you think your role will sort of help women realize who they are or what they want?
I don't think film works in that kind of an easy one-to-way manner. Okay, मैंने film देखी, मेरी ज़िंदगी बदल गई. Things don't happen like that. But definitely, the more opposing points of view you come across in life,
Right.
opposing to the way you have been brought up or the way you've thought about your life,
Right.
the more other opinions you hear, the more your mind opens out, no?
Right.
So I'm hoping that is what the people will take away from this film, that it is a different way of looking at women, that there is this woman who is as old as she is and she still does want things for herself. That is
Right.
No, I was just going to add something, which is that it's so nice that in this story, and I think generally there's a note of that through the film, that there's so much tenderness and so much humor, because it's not like, Ratna's character, Usha, is saying, no, I will go out and I will do this, and who can stop me? It's not that. She herself realizes she's not allowed these things. She herself is slightly scared by it. She takes very tiny steps, she thinks about it 100 times. There's so much frailty, and it's so tender, the treatment of it. It's so...
There was a scene in the trailer that we saw where you've been, like there have been so many people judging you and they've been accusing you of not acting your age. And you're just standing there scared, which is what most women go through in our society. They don't want to do something because they're scared of the judgment.
Quite right. And the judgment of people who are closest to you matters the most.
Right.
I can live with whatever anyone else says, but if my family thinks this about me, how do I cope? What do I do with myself? So these are the kind of issues that the film raises. It, as Coco said earlier, it gives you a chance to live these lives through the women. And that is what good literature, good film can do, na?
Right.
It shows you a world that I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've never been in a situation like Usha. In fact, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. At 60, I'm doing whatever I want. And nobody's stopping me. On the contrary, everyone is encouraging me to go for it. Right? So, for me, to understand what it feels like to live a life like Usha's, it's been a great education.
Okay. So Aahana, your role in the film is pretty much, a lot of young people can relate to it because in our society, sex is more of a taboo. Like it's supposed to be a very beautiful thing. It's a good experience, but it's considered a taboo. So what have you learned from your role, or what message do you want to give?
I think what I've learned primarily is not to be afraid to speak the truth and, first to accept a certain fact by yourself and agree that I have accepted this about myself.
Right.
That is something that I think a lot of us as, young adults, we don't do that. We go about, having multiple partners. We go about, having frivolous sex or whatever, and we're so ashamed to even admit it.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that I have, completely understood about myself and Leela. And I was just like, why do we become so ashamed and embarrassed of something like this? We're not doing anything wrong. We should learn how to have a conversation about it, as opposed to learning how to hide these kind of feelings.
Right.
And I think it's important to talk about it and to be able to first, that's why I said, like, accepting it yourself first.
The big first step.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people of my age just feel that, acha, ho gaya, acha, forget it, let's not talk about it, like, let's just forget about it. You just go like, acha, the next day, sab theek ho gaya, sab theek ho gaya. Yeah.
सबकी generation आज का मीठा मीठा कब कड़वा कड़वा थू
Yeah.
नहीं चलता है, life is not like that, सब साथ में निकलना पड़ता है.
And a lot of our lives also, we don't get everything that we ever want. There are lots of desires that we have and we cannot achieve them. But at least you can think about achieving those desires. That's the courage one must have.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing that I can tell everybody to take away from this character's courage. She's a really courageous girl and she's a very feisty girl. And most of the young Indian girls are like that.
Yeah.
It is that,
That's what I see everywhere I go.
yeah.
There's such
A lot.
mood about young girls in India.
Yeah,
today.
it's
Like that.
amazing.
It's also very ugly sometimes, because in the process of trying to become feisty, you go the other way, and
Right.
there's this loudness
Yeah.
and crudity.
There's a line that,
But you have to do that. Only then you come to some balance for your own self. Na? सब कुछ करके देखना पड़ता है पहले.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
So I think the whole idea of acceptance and courage is what Leela's all about, and that's what I've taken from my character.
Okay. So Konkona, so you just turned a director also with Death in the Gunj, and so has directing a film enhanced your performance as an actor? Like how has it worked for you?
Actually, I shot for this film before we started Death in the Gunj. Yeah. So, and I don't think I've really done a film post my own shoot. I don't think I've shot for a film, and I can't remember actually.
Okay.
I don't think I have. So that I don't think has influenced it at all. I can only say that having been on the other side of things, that I, in any case, was always fairly cooperative and pleasant. But I'm definitely going to be more so from now on. Yeah, no, but even more, because sometimes I feel a little grumpy. I'm going to. Because I just because I've seen how it is when you have people who cooperate and work together and are pleasant. It just changes the working environment. It's so nice. But yeah, so that was one thing. And the other thing I want to see is what's very, very nice about this film, and what I think Ratna and Aahana were both saying, is that we're looking. It's so nice that you get a chance to live the lives of these women, because sometimes when you look at people as a statistic, or you look at people as a demographic, you cannot get into their particular problems. You cannot really understand what their what their challenges are, or what they are trying to overcome, what place of pain they are coming from. You don't know, and I think we really learn through storytelling, and we really learn through emotion, and not through reportage and just numbers and statistics. We don't learn like that, and we cannot feel compassion like that. So once you have a chance to live these women's lives, you can easily see, oh, of course they should be allowed to do these kinds of things. Oh, I wish that, so you're rooting for them. And that's so nice, because then many people who may even have opposing points may even get a chance to kind of, experience this, then think about it, hopefully, when they go home.
For example, I really feel this. A film like Fandri, it's a film that gives you an experience that I, as an urban, modern woman of the class that I come from, I'm never going to have. And therefore, I'll talk against reservation with the same kind of khundak that I hear people do. People without merit get into high institutes, and people with merit don't. And, all this discussion around reservation. Yeah. But I tell you, seeing Fandri just switch something in my head. And it's a felt experience then. Now I know what it feels like to be in the shoes of a Rohit Vemula.
Yeah.
I will never run a person like that down again. So that's what good art can do. If Charles Dickens hadn't written about the Industrial Revolution, we wouldn't have known what it was like on the ground and how ugly it was. And we would have continued to make that mistake.
True.
So society builds on experience, and the best way to capture human experience is through art, I feel.
So you have a line in the film, in the trailer, which says, "Hamari azadi se sab itna darte kyun hai?" Do you personally have an answer to that question?
No, I think that's one big question, right? Like, I don't have an answer to that question.
Because that's one question that has been asked for years now.
Yeah, and we've been just asking it, and we just don't have an answer for it.
I would like to venture an answer. Come on, Kumra.
Yeah, but I feel it's more like it's just been going on for so many years that women have been suppressed, and we are not. We have never been allowed to express ourselves the way men express themselves. And it's not only sexually, but even otherwise, like Coco was saying, even like small little things, like when we have to kind of think sometimes that, like, can we do this or can we not?
Yeah.
So I think it's just that it's been happening for so many years, and like forever, I would say that now I think men, just not just men, I wouldn't say men, sorry, men, women, this patriarchy system, this whole patriarchal system, I think they just feel threatened if when women are kind of starting to voice their opinions, and they're starting to kind of I wouldn't even say rebel, but even like just speaking out
or questioning.
Yeah. Huh.
It's like why, even that question why scares them, because
Yeah.
they're just not used to hearing a why.
Yeah.
Nobody's used to scaring a why. जब बच्चा कहता है why does this happen?
Yeah.
देता है माँ, जवाब देती है लड़का हो चाहे लड़की हो, why का जवाब नहीं देना
हाँ,
चाहती
तो
है।
ये ऐसा ही होता आ रहा है. हाँ. What's your answer?
No, I don't have an answer as such, but I was just thinking about it the other day. We were talking now that what is the line? हमारी आज़ादी से
आप इतना डरते क्यों हैं?
That's right. No, and I think it may be because when we talk about this kind of a historical subjugation, the problem is there's an unequal distribution of power. And what happens is a lot of the power rests with men, and sometimes they are also victims of that. Men are also, and so are women. And so because the power, what happens is if women then are not satisfied and will not be contained within a particular role that has been prescribed for them, then what will happen, they are scared of, is because if women say that, we are not okay with this, we are going to go out, and like a lot of men historically have been able to achieve a lot of things because they've had a great support system. Many times, I'm just saying on an average, because they have wives who, even if they have jobs, will often look after the home front and will often look after at least a majority of the household stuff and a majority of the children.
Everything more. Free of charge, no salary.
I know.
If you have to pay for the wife's services, socho kitna dena padega?
Yeah. So,
your balance will not be what it is.
and not just for women from our class, but also like the lady who helps me to clean my house. Like I'm saying across classes, women are working as well as looking after the home front as well as the children, and that's a lot of work when you're organizing other people's lives and other people's day-to-day lives. It takes a fair amount of planning, and it takes a fair amount of time, which is really which is our most precious resource in that sense. So if women stop doing that, then who is going to do it?
True.
And I think men will have to do a lot more. So therefore, it is quite convenient if we leave, if we contain women amongst these things. And yeah, sure, let them work, but let them also do, looking after the home front and being domestic goddesses as well. So I think that's inconvenient if that evens out. Maybe that's why people could be scared.
And so what message do each of you have for all the other women under the burqas?
I think our only message would be just go watch the film and enjoy the film. And don't, but definitely watch the film with like an open mind.
Yeah.
And don't be like...
That is extremely important, because a lot of people go with a lot of
preconceived notions.
Yeah.
And now everybody is going कि अच्छा इस film में ऐसा क्या कि ban कर दिया. I don't think they should go with that thought. They should really go with the thought that it's a good film and it's going to be an entertaining film, and there's something that they're going to take away from it. That's all.
Okay. So the film is now being launched by Ekta Kapoor, and the promotions are in full swing. So do you think it helps for a movie like this to be launched by a mainstream, mainstream person like Ekta?
Mainstream or otherwise, she's obviously a person who puts her money where her mouth is.
True.
So a film like this definitely needs people like that.
Yeah.
I'm so relieved that we have a distributor who believes in the film, not just as a money-making opportunity, but something that's saying what she wants to put out there. Right. We needed a person of that sort. And now I hope the film makes pots of money so that more people and more producers will come forth and support films like this. So please watch the film and help us to make lots of money.
Okay, thank you so much for being on Bollywood Life. Do you have anything to say to the audience?
Yes.
Lipstick Under My Burkha releases 1 Kiss July.